And this video is in response to the talk about the Harriet Tubman movie that's supposed to be seen this weekend. Well, ADOS has been doing a lot of pushback and talking based on the movie, and for obvious reasons that I support. But this article right here, where we have women of power, and I'm not sure who women of power is. I don't know if they are black feminist women who are part of the women feminist group that's out there, the part of that group that voted Trump in, and then passed out and had a heart attack screaming and hollering when Trump win. And out there with those little, I guess what they call it, little pussy hats on their head, out there protesting while the black females get abused, brutalized by the police, handcuffed, wrists throwing down, why the white ones don't. And it's all about them and not the plight of black women and their men, African American black people. With all that said, this article says, see Harriet this weekend, or stop complaining that our stories don't get told. First of all, that's the thing I have about black African American immigrants. They're always telling black African American ADOS what to do, as if they get to tell us what to do. If we don't want to see the movie for the reasons that we pointed out, we don't gotta see the movie. We gonna keep on imparting our knowledge, explaining why we don't see the movie. The movie is not a representation of Harriet Tubman from the videos that I've seen of people who are doing the research and putting the information out there, showing us the problem with the movie. And one thing I heard, that she's being displayed as a bed wench. Another article, a person mentioned that in the movie, black women are very abusive to their children. My thing is, even if these things are true, even if these women did these things during this time of slavery on the plantation, it doesn't mean that that's what black women are about. Perfect example. I saw a movie, I don't know if this is a movie, but anyway, this particular movie with a black mother, and I guess the black son, her son, he didn't do anything, but when you meet white men on the street, they see, I guess, the boy didn't do what they were supposed to do as far as what you're supposed to do, because basically you don't know what you're supposed to do if you're walking down the street doing what you're supposed to do. But anyway, she beat this boy mercilessly, disabling, crippling this boy. And my thing is, and the white man like, okay, is that what you're supposed to do? And then he moved on. My thing is, if that's what they're calling abusive, very abusive to children, my understanding is she would rather beat her child mercifully. I don't think he was a teenager yet. Beat that child mercilessly, hurt that boy, crippling that boy, almost killing the boy. She'd rather do that and see him like that than hanging from a tree, set a fire in the middle of town, as an example. So, these movies trying to paint black Americans as this, and these African Black Americans who got a problem with African Americans, ADOS, and the fact that we are um, getting information out there telling other African American ADOS not to watch the movie. Save your dollars. If they care about the movie, let these African American immigrants go see the movie. If that's what they want to see. We don't have to see it because we know the story. We know the story. Our ancestors live it. And we were already here. We did not come here in the 60s. We didn't start coming in the 60s. We were already here by the 60s. Some of us, the solid generations, they're about gone. Cause my mother, she's 80, so they're dying out. But you got their children, the baby boomers, which I am. I'm the young generation of the baby boomers because I was born within the last 5 years of the baby boomers. So we stay here, and we're not going anywhere. We're gonna tell our parents' story. We're gonna tell these stories. We're gonna research because everything is out there on the internet now. That's what the internet is here. The internet is free. You may have to pay to log on and get to this information, but the internet came about for us. So we can get out there, all that information is uploaded, and we go out there and find out the information. Because, like I say, the parents lived it, they're silent. I guess they're called silent for a reason. They're not talking about what happened to them. But what we are doing, we go online and we find out this information. It's on the internet. It's in newspapers, magazines, articles, pictures, big old relics that are found in these plantation homes, and they're uploaded. We are learning. So we the baby boomers got the information, and then we got the millennials, who are the indigo children, and there are some indigo children that are baby boomers, which I'm one of the indigo children that came in the baby boomer time. And then you got the millennials, which are the baby boomers. Which are the which is the indigos that came in the masses. And then now you got the but I didn't skip. I skipped the Gen X and Y, the Gen Xers and Y, because the Gen Xers are they're a group of people. They are the majority of the ADOS that got it running. And then you got the baby boomers that are coming on. But I don't know about the late baby boom. The early baby boomers, but the late baby boomers like I am, that are one of the indigo children. We still here. We're not going anywhere. We're out here with a cause. We got a mission, and everybody have our own purpose for being here. We wake up, find out what it is, and that's what we do. And basically, my mission is to just live my best life, learn, research, tell the story, make the earth a better place. And then, these movies right here come about. It triggers me to want to learn more about it and talk about it. And the fact that they'll say, stop complaining. ADOS is not complaining. We're not complaining about anything. We are teaching. We are telling a story. We are telling our parents the solid generation story. We're telling these stories. And the solid generation, as far as ADOS, African Americans, Black Americans, were born in the Jim Crow era. They lived through that. Their parents were born in the slavery era, and they lived through Jim Crow. So my thing is this. I'm coming out here telling ADOS what to do. We're not slow. ADOS is never slow. We're always intelligent. Some of us have a particular purpose here. My life path number is a 7. I'm a highly spiritual person, political person. I'm a teacher, um, researcher, adventurous person. All of that stuff. I'm about knowledge, gaining knowledge. That's all I think about. And with all this knowledge, I want to help people. I want to help the planet. And that's what I'm doing. So my thing is choosing this British woman who talks to black people, talks to ADOS as if they are insignificant because of their experience in Britain, or in one mentioned Barbados, they were slaves or whatever. Their experiences in those part of the world has nothing to do with the experiences that African American ADOS experience in America. Well, we all been a part of slavery, and talk about the slavery in Barbados. If you want me to know about the slavery in Barbados, well, go over there, do what we're doing, bring it about, make a movie, and we'll watch it. But we're not gonna watch no movie that is about our ancestors' life that's not too far removed. Did this woman go back 3 generations for me? So Harriet Tubman is not that far back. My great grandma was born in 1800. So my grandmama, my dad and mom was born in 1914, and her mama was born, I think, like 1865. I can go to her graveyard right now. Her and my grandmother is buried in the same cemetery with my daddy and my uncle. So 65. I'm not sure what year she born, because she died pretty young. She died when my mama, I think she died before I born, but she died when my oldest sister, who died at 2 weeks old, I think she died before I born, because my mama took care of her when she was sick, and she said she had my sister at that time. So my thing is this: we can trace our lineage back to our grandparents from slavery, slave plantation, whatever. So you don't get to come from Britain, where you experienced slavery, and come over there and say you can read a line and understand it better than us and play the part, but you work hard. That doesn't matter. There are African Americans here that need the opportunity to play that part, especially ADOS. And they bring up the fact about Samuel Jackson, Denzel. So we don't care about anything of that. These are wealthy people that's playing these parts, and they were born into that wealth in the Boule. They were born into that, like the Masons around here. My uncle that died, he was a Mason. My dad was never a Mason. So my thing is, and my uncle never had any children. So my uncle's children would afford them certain things that we wouldn't have opportunities for, because my dad wasn't accepted into the Masons. So we ADOS understand this because we lived it. We know how people get roles, and how there are certain people that will never get opportunities because of who they are. It's like a buddy system. We understand it. But for those that don't want us to understand, that want to keep us quiet, that want to keep us hidden, that want to keep us voiceless, that want to keep us dismissed, that want to keep us overlooked, that want to keep us invisible, even though we are not invisible, but now we are waking up. And we are making ourselves known. But anyway, this particular movie, the fact that the women of power gonna tell ADOS stop complaining. We're not complaining. We aren't complaining no more than anybody else that complain. The only people really complaining all those immigrants at the border and the politicians complaining about what's going on with them. Them are the complainers. We as adults, we're not complainers. We done figured this out, and we imparting knowledge to you, and we letting you know we standing up for ourselves, and it is what it is. And we done vet this movie, and ADOS is not going to give them. It's not going to support this movie with their money. We're not going to go boycott no movie theater, because those were things for the 60s, and the only people can boycott and don't get brutalized and thrown in a jail are immigrants, white people, women, LGBT, all of those movements. They can protest. Black American ADOS, we can't protest because we get another Ferguson. So boycott. Keep your money in your pocket. I bet you'll find out how rich you are, how wealthy you are when you start putting money into things that don't benefit you as a group of people with a certain lineage, with a certain specific experience that nobody else can understand. They can learn about it and feel so, and be an ally and be supportive, but it's not something that they can understand because they never experienced it. It's not even in their lineage. It's not in their DNA. It's in ADOS DNA. Therefore, there should be some of us who can play the role. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.